Hey guys, what is going on? This is Pete on the beat. This video I would like to dedicate to answer a specific question from the comment section under one of my previous videos. The question is really good, actually. It's from Filipito Ale Manito or Filipito Ale Manito. Shout out to Filipito Ale Manito, by the way. So here's the question. Hi Pete on the beat, thank you for the very informative video. I'm wondering if you were able to maintain your weight and muscle when you reduced your meals to 5 per week. At the moment I'm adapting to the 1 meal a day. My current eating window is around 2 to 4 hours. By the way, you sound and look like a Russian. Is your native language? May I ask you where do you exactly come from? Greetings from Germany, I like your music. So right off the bat, I hope I won't disappoint you. I'm not a Russian, I do not speak Russian, I do not understand Russian at all. I hope I will not disappoint you. I'm based in Eastern Europe, Bulgaria. I hope that makes sense to you. As long as for the music, thank you so much for this one. If you are not familiar with all of the tracks that I got on my YouTube channel, you can check them out. I got an album that is released as a mixtape. You can check this one out, it's the Jack of All Trades mixtape, and another album that is the Magic Dice album. Everything is done by me, the artworks as well, all the scratching and that kind of stuff, everything is produced by me. You can also check my music videos that are in the music videos playlist on this YouTube channel or on my website, that is peteonthebeat.com. So right now I would like to answer this great question, but before I start I would like to point out that it will be a great pleasure for me to answer your question, and of course I would like to thank you for asking me this question and stopping on my page and taking your time to leave me comment. Thank you so much for this, I appreciate everything. So before I start with the whole explication and the answer of the question, the main question with the 5 meals per week, I would like to provide a little bit of additional information in order to help the others that will eventually watch this video. I hope they will watch it, develop better understanding for the whole situation. So as I mentioned in my previous videos multiple times, the way I adapted to the 1 meal a day, my transition, if I can put it like this, was my version of the steaks and eggs diet, of the legendary Vince Giron, the steaks and eggs diet. If you're familiar with this legendary bodybuilding trainer, this is basically signature type of a diet of this trainer. It's called the meat and eggs, aka the steaks and eggs diet. But I hacked the diet in order to customize it for myself, cut out all of the refeeds. Basically, I made the whole diet completely ketogenic. No refeeds, none of that stuff. This was my version of this particular diet, the steaks and eggs. I cut out all of the refeeds and all of the carbohydrates, in other words, in order to help you understand better. So I adapted to the 1 meal a day plan using this diet, and when I felt great on the 1 meal a day plan, when I felt pretty strong doing this OMAD lifestyle or Spartan lifestyle, as a lot of people prefer to call it, I took a decision to do another experiment with myself and my body, because in the end of the day this is something that I really enjoy, truth be told. So anyway, I digress. So the experiment that I took a decision to do was to adapt to a 5 meals per week protocol. Yes, this is correct, you heard correctly. I adapted to the 5 meals per week. This is not something like 5 meals per day or 1 meal per day. This is 5 meals per week, which virtually means that I skip 2 whole days. If you really want to know which days I skip, Tuesday and Saturday. No, I do not have any scientific explications why I took the decision to skip those exact days, but probably if I decide to do this again in the future, I will again skip the Tuesday and the Saturday. So anyway, was I able to maintain my weight and my muscle mass? Right off the bat, the thing that I would like to make clear is the fact that I'm a huge believer in the old school principles of bodybuilding. No, I'm not talking about Joe Weider, I'm not talking about the Weider principles, I'm talking about way more old school than this, like Serge Nubret, Steve Reeves, Vince Giron, those guys. That type of era, that type of bodybuilding. So I always go by the mirror. I never care about the scale. I really don't care about my weight. I know I'm around 200 pounds, just in case you wanna know. I'm 6.3, but I do not care about the weight. All I care about is the mirror, how I look in the mirror, and This is actually what really matters. This is the most important thing, how I look in the mirror, as long as for vascularity, overall muscularity, overall proportions, overall like dramatic look, the back, the shoulders, the tiny little waist, those are the things that play a key role for me. Those are the things that are important for me. Improving those areas, this is my main goal, basically improving my whole physique. I do not believe that the scale really matters, because in the end of the day you either look better, you either look at your best for the overall look throughout the year. I'm not talking about like photo shoot ready, conditioning and that kind of stuff, or you don't. This is how the things go, and I believe this is true for everything, even for the people that simply want to improve their overall appearance. This is the same thing. Nobody really cares about your weight. Nobody really cares about your numbers, as long as for PRs, if you prefer to lift heavy and that kind of stuff. How you look now, your current conditioning, your current like overall proportions, aesthetics if you prefer, is all that matters. And this is how I feel about stuff. This is how I feel about bodybuilding and this whole fitness lifestyle, if I can put it like this. The second thing, was I able to maintain my muscle mass? I do believe I was able to maintain my muscle mass. Definitely I was able to also maintain the strength, the intensity and the weights that I use when I train, as long as for the resistance training and that kind of stuff. But first of all, I would like to point out and make clear that I will not use heavy weights. I use more and more frequent sessions, as long as for a particular muscle group. I might train twice a day, but I never lift heavy weights. I use a lot of intensity and a lot of volume. I use techniques such as pre-exhaustion, pre-fatigue and that kind of stuff, but not heavy weights. I was able to maintain all that. Definitely, I had zero drop of doubt about it. But here I would like to share with you a few details in order to help you understand better what made me quit this 5 meals per week lifestyle. And the first thing is the fact that I became really smooth and bloated and puffy. I lost a lot of the vascularity, a lot of the peak on my muscles when I pose, a lot of the contraction, a lot of the pump, definitely a lot of the pump. So definitely I was not satisfied with the way I was looking back then. The other thing is the fact that the change was not that drastic of a change. I was not getting smaller or something, but I was losing the pump, most definitely. And for someone who does a lot of posing at the gym, who trains a lot, who is really interested in constantly improving his or her physique, it's definitely hell of a difference. I cannot stretch about this, and I felt like this is completely pointless to do it. This experiment is pointless. I don't need to do this anymore. I mean, I know what will happen. I know what's going on. I'm glad I have this experience nowadays. I have that knowledge, but I really do not believe this is optimal for muscle building. It's not like switching to the 1 meal a day plan. You see, there are not additional benefits from the 5 meals per week. There are not additional benefits, especially for bodybuilders, because this actually, the thing that I'm about to say leads me to the second thing, that I really need the protein. Since I train twice a day most of the time, since I really want to improve my physique, 1 meal a day, yes, this is great, this is optimal. I'm able to stay at this cognitive enhanced state of mind, if I can put it like this. I'm able to improve my cognitive performance. I'm able to utilize every single macronutrient and micronutrient because of the longer fast. Along with the hyperhydration thing, I'm able to get those amazing pumps, fantastic pumps by the way, because of the 1 meal a day, especially when I combine the basmati white rice. If you're familiar with my other videos for the basmati white rice and the red meat, the grass-fed beef and the non-hormone injected chicken, then you probably already know that I'm a huge believer in this particular source of safe starch. The other thing is the fact that when I actually skip 2 whole days, this really messes up with my aldosterone. So just in case you're not familiar with what the aldosterone is, this is basically the hormone in your body that regulates your water retention, and you can suppress the aldosterone and get this really dry look in a situation where you excrete all the excess water and retain water into the muscle cell, which is actually a great thing because you start to excrete the water that is between skin and your muscles, so you are able to flush your whole system. I'm giving you this as a brief explication in order to help you understand better. So when I skip the whole day, I basically do not consume any sodium. And this of course has extremely negative impact on everything, because I do not consume like water with salt. I'm not that type of guy. Don't get me wrong, I like salt. I'm like a salt snob, if there is such thing as a salt snob. I consume like all types of different high-end sea salt, especially the Celtic sea salt. This is my all-time favorite salt. You're probably already familiar with this if you watch this channel. But I'm not that type of guy that will drink water with salt. And even if I do this again, I'm not gonna be able to maintain the same exact amount such as when I consume the salt with the food, because in the end of the day, as you probably know, the egg whites, the eggs in general, and the red meat, those are extremely high sodium foods. Those foods are extremely rich in sodium, like natural source of sodium, if I can put it like this. So this was basically the third main reason why I took the decision to quit this lifestyle, and I do not believe there are more benefits. The 1 meal a day was a game changer for me. This is not something that provides some additional benefits to the 1 meal a day plan. It's not like that. Matter of fact, based on my experience, there are definitely some side effects, especially for people who really want to build muscle, stay lean, improve their physique, and people who really want to sleep less. And in my situation, I combine both. As you probably know, I use sleep reduction protocols. Please don't get me wrong, it's not something really like drastic like the Huberman or the Everyman polyphasic sleep protocols. It's more of the bulletproof type of sleep protocol. I sleep for the most part 5 to 6 hours. I know a lot of people out there can sleep less. I know a lot of people out there sleep less, but I'm perfectly satisfied with the results that I get on a day-to-day basis. Sleeping 5 to 6 hours, I feel really great, and I do believe this is optimal for people who break down muscle tissue on a day-to-day basis. We all know about the sparing effect of the fats, but if you really want to recover, you need the protein. And you either have to not train, or you either have to consume the protein in order to recover. I cannot stretch about this. The 1 meal a day by itself, the OMAD lifestyle combined with the proper sleeping schedule and the proper ketogenic diet or paleo diet with some safe starches and all that, or even a bulletproof diet if you're a fan of the bulletproof diet, definitely this is atomic bomb of productivity. I cannot stretch about this, but the 5 meals per week, it doesn't provide any additional benefits, and there are some side effects, especially for extremely active individuals who do a lot of resistance training, and people who really want to sleep less, and they do everything possible in order to sleep less. Because if you really try to train and sleep less on 5 meals per week, you'll end up sleep deprived. This is my personal experience. When I adapted to the 1 meal a day plan, I was instantly able to cut 2 hours of my sleep. This was game changer, from 8 hours to 6 hours like this. On some days, especially during the summer, when I'm able to absorb a lot of vitamin D from the sun and all that, and I do not need to overload myself with vitamin D on a day-to-day basis from external sources, I can do like 4 to 5 hours of sleep. And this is one of the main reasons why I do the 1 meal a day plan. Definitely, if you want to try it, but based on my personal experience, the 5 meals per week will not provide any additional benefits. So yeah, this is basically it. I hope everything I said makes sense to you. I hope you'll find the video helpful and useful. Again, I would like to thank you for stopping on my page and taking your time to leave me a comment. It was my pleasure to answer your question. So yeah, this is basically it. I hope you find the video helpful and useful. I'm gonna wrap it up for now. I would like to thank you for watching this video. Please stay tuned for more. Have a nice one, and always go by the mirror. The OMAD lifestyle is the best. 5 meals per week is really nothing special. If you really want to try it just for the try and see how it works, try it. But in the end of the day, for me, this was not like some type of a dramatic improvement. Actually, it was the opposite. Peace!